In this video, we're going to talk about activating your spiritual self and realizing your spiritual self in reference or opposition to which is common. We are just always referencing our normal human way of being. So as spiritual beings having a human experience, we tend to get hung up on the base emotion. So when our base emotion is not in correct exactitude to who we are as a spiritual being, then everything else, for good or for worse, for better, for bad, for richer, for poorer, is just kind of like a Vivian Green song, an emotional roller coaster. So for most of us, life is kind of chasing an emotional high. And if we don't have an emotional high, we're kind of general cool. But if we are having an emotional high, it's like yay. But today we're going to be talking about some chakras. So most people do not activate their sacral chakra. The reason why is the way I could explain this is saying that most people, most people say, no, let's just say this. I buy a computer and I say, most people don't unlock the lock screen. You'll be like, wow, that's some wild shit to say. What you mean most people don't unlock the lock screen? But if I know that I sold you a computer without a power cord, I damn near guarantee that you would never open your lock screen. You'll never go on Google Chrome, open up Fruity Loops, check your emails. That laptop will not work. So in reference to chakra and chakra work, most people never get to the sacral chakra or know nothing about sacral or know nothing about chakras in general because they don't activate their root chakra intently, consciously, deliberately, through exercises, through consciousness, through symbology, through diet. Now, if you would have got my book Chakra Nova, you would have been already hip to the game. But if you never heard of chakras from me specifically, you might think that chakras is just a free-for-all, just some random shit that people say. You're not going to connect it to your human glands or nothing like that. So the reason that I say most people have never activated their sacral chakra, because most people, we don't feel like we need to do the work to activate our root chakra. Especially if we can get a couple of hoes, get a couple of money in our pockets, We paying our rent on time, we driving a nice car. So why would I need to activate my root chakra? Until you activate your root chakra, your spiritual device is not powered on yet. So I can have a laptop, and that laptop can perform amazing processes. It can run Grand Theft Auto. I can play Grand Theft Auto in immersive 3D landscape. I can do all of this cool stuff. I can code. I can search the internet. But if I do not power on my laptop, it does not matter. So when conscious people say, I got a third eye supplement, it doesn't matter. It's not going to work. It's not going to do nothing. You only going to say third eye. You only going to talk about third eye. But what is the third eye experience? Riddle me that. Have you opened up the portal within your third eye from doing the actual work and standing on the throat chakra, standing on the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, the thymus gland? Do you love unconditionally? Do you love with your full heart unconditionally? Do you love unconditionally and it's not a fault? Like, oh, I'm not going to love that person because I don't want to get my heart hurt or whatever. That just means you're not activated at the heart space. Do you put yourself out there? From the solar plexus, ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, Are you putting yourself out there incessantly, daily, in reference to who you are as a spiritual being? Or is that part of you kind of tucked under? So everything you wish you could be, everything you wish you could do, you're not doing it. Why? Because you did not activate the root chakra. The analogy is, and I need to kind of just bring home the point, because it's just like, yo, we can sit and talk about the most amazing spiritual stuff. But when it comes to the work, people not going to actually either tell you or they going to pimp you. They going to scam you. They going to be like, all right, yeah, do all of this, do all of that. Hey, people going to do what they got to do. They got to pay their rent. I'm not hating. But what I am saying is that your emotions related to who you are as a human is not the emotions of who you are related to you as a divine being. And at this moment right now, you are a human and you are a divine being. So if you consciously choose to vibrate on the humanity understanding, mainly because you have a relationship with a partner and children, which it pulls you into humanity. But even more so, you could vibrate into your divine energy and pull your children and your family up into divinity if you want to be strong in that area. However, you're gonna have to make a decision. Now, if you do not activate your root chakra, then who you are as a divine being is a fantasy. It is a wish. It is a desire. This is why you have to do the exercises. This is why you have to immerse yourself in root chakra understandings to activate your spiritual intelligence, your divine consciousness. Phone got too hot. So mentally, before we start our day, before we get into whatever bag we about to get into, we got to figure out, is we a spiritual being or are we a human being? And the reality is that you would have to see yourself. And I can't say that you see yourself through a partner, right? Because say if I got a partner and I just am who I am, right? She might pick up on who I am and she might have some judgment on who I am as an individual. And she might be dead right about that. But that's just who I am as a human being. Who I am as a spiritual being, it don't matter. They don't conflate. And the illusion is like, I have to be morally upstanding to represent who I am spiritually, and that is not true. Spiritual just means breath. And if we get into the esoterics of breath, just means hidden, but important. Breath is there. It is vital, but you cannot see it. And all of the shit that you're thinking about right now that is like weighing heavy on your mind, it does not compare to the breath that you take. If you can understand what I just said, put a 1 in the chat. Because if you're emotionally thinking about something, and if it ain't a person suffocating you, if it ain't a person strangling you, then the comparisons to how heavy it is on your mind is not really that real. Now, if you get kicked out of your apartment, motherfuckers gonna say you fell off, you ain't got your shit together, but you still gonna be breathing. You cannot see the breath though. When you kicking it with your shorty, the whole time that y'all together is because y'all are breathing. So if she's saying, well, you ain't the type of nigga that I usually go for, you a little dusty, you a little broke, your ass stink a little bit, then that's kind of like defeating the purpose of the reason that we're even actually here. And I know that sounds crazy to think, but it's more tied into humanity than it is to divinity, because divine energy, it is no ass to stink. It is hidden, but it's vital to understand the breath, to understand spirit, is to understand truth. And that takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of patience. It takes a little bit of self-discovery and walking the path and immersing yourself into the path. And it's like, for you to see something that's hidden is not easy. Like, to see yourself, to see your spiritual self, to feel your spiritual self, part of it is that you just have to know that it exists. And if you know that it exists, this is a mental state. This is an emotional state that we call peace. Peace, brother. Peace, sister. Peace. Peace of mind. Why do I carry such a strong peace of mind? Because I know that I'm a spiritual being. Now, the difference between that understanding is that I can't transfer that to y'all niggas. There's a lot of walking in DW Pond, a lot of fucking, I done traveled from Boston, I done been homeless, I done did a lot of shit, done went to prison. My self-realization, my journey to self-understanding is not your journey. And if you could just reflect on all of the things that your spiritual self has brought you into, how do I know that you have a spiritual side? Can y'all put that in the chat? How would I know that you have a spiritual being in your presence in every moment that you're listening to this video? How is the tried and true understanding that I know that you're a spiritual being? Beyond anything. I don't care if you got an ankh, dreads, you got a poppin' Instagram page, you got a spiritual business. I can't really trust none of that. What connects me in the hood rat bitch on 133rd Street about to go to the kickback? Exactly. That is the only thing that is important. The breath. Now, it's going to be a lot of ego and arrogance to say, no, my clout, my fame, my success, my ambitions, my hopes, my dreams, my desires, my inability to accomplish, to manifest, my kids, my wife, my this, my that, is going to run your thought space. Your job, your lack of a job, you need another job, you want a better job, better house, better car. Your mind space is going to be filled with those thoughts, but you're never going to think, hey, what if I just said, fuck all of this shit that I'm thinking about and be grateful for my breath? See, this is a choice that we all can fucking make. But you easy to make this choice when you say, I am a spiritual being. Now, we are all spiritual beings because we all share in the breath of life. We might not have as much money as the next person. Some of us are walking. Some of us are dusty. Some of us are clean. But when we have spiritual conversations and in the spiritual community, the people within the spiritual community, the leaders, the people that's making the money within the spiritual community do not give a fuck about the breath. They are letting the spirit of finance take over their spiritual mission. And because they do this, they lead thousands of people astray. Because that's just how humans is. They follow the pack. So now, what's crazy is that y'all niggas have let these spiritual people become y'all motherfucking role models. Y'all look up to these weird ass weirdos. I mean, at the end of the day, I'ma hustle. I'ma try to figure it out. I'ma try to get my money regardless. And I ain't gonna take that away from nobody. But take all of this shit away from me. I'ma still center myself. I'ma still breathe. And I know spirit really fuck with me. And it's simple shit, bro. I tell you, it's very simple shit. Like, you can have a lot of thoughts going in your mind. I have a lot of thoughts in my mind for real too. Like, I go through a lot of shit in real life. But whatever I'm going through, I shut it down. And last night I was just listening to my audiobook, The Law of Opulence by Wallace Wattles. And today I'm driving down Rochester Road in Michigan. And it's a street called Wattles Road. That's all I need right there. That simple connection. Because I was in a meditative relaxation space listening to my favorite audiobook. Y'all niggas got a favorite audiobook that y'all could just relax and listen to. Y'all do not need to have no fucking role models. I better not be your role model, because I will fucking eat some ass tonight. Why would y'all have me as a role model and y'all know I'm gonna eat some ass? And that is not no respectable shit. That is not no respectable shit. It's about understanding who you are, and this hidden. This is like, bro, for real, the shit that we be on is like ancient Egyptian mystery school shit. And when you walk into the temple, my niggas and my nagas, the shit is called Know Thyself. Put in the chat, Know Thyself. Meaning that you gotta know your soul. Know thy soul. Know your soul. When we walk into the mystery school, that's our only fucking goal. We can do a whole bunch of shit in the meantime, in between time, but at the end of the day, I don't want us to get lost on this shit. Cause I'll do a video tomorrow and y'all be like, damn, Hood, why you trying to sell books? I thought you said it was fucked up when motherfuckers was selling shit. Hey, niggas gonna make their money regardless. I already said that. But at the end of the day, if you don't buy a book, if I'm promoting some shit and you ain't trying to spend no money, ignore that shit. Don't spend no fucking money. It ain't for you. It might be for the nigga right next to you. Share the shit anyways. Fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make our money, but at the end of the day, the purpose of this shit is to know self. So when we get to forks in the road, should I work at this dead-end job, or should I, you know what I'm saying, do something more creative, more satisfying to my soul? You make those decisions much more easier. Like, we in Rome, and we do what the Romans do to a certain fucking extent. We can't be so caught up in the NBA playoffs. Like, it's so easy for niggas to forget that we are spiritual beings because the breath is so delicious. And the breath is not like your baby mama. See, if you came through with some groceries, extra $500 on the child support, and then you say, you know, I was thinking like for the morale of the kids, I should stay the night. You know what I'm saying? Because you want some ass, and you've been doing the things to get some ass, and she might give you some ass. Well, the breath is nothing like that. Man, I did some crazy shit the other day, and the breath still allowed me to breathe. You understand? You probably did some crazy shit last week, and here we are watching this live, still breathing. Now, if the breath was anything like our baby mamas or our baby daddies, we be out of here. What we ain't do last week, or we forgot to do the thing, now we ain't shit. But see, we put too much stock into motherfuckers, man. Like, bro, I'm to the point now, I literally don't have no hope for humanity. Like, not even one person in humanity I have hope for, because I can sit here and be like, man, I'm about to go to the park and meditate, and motherfuckers would be looking at me like I'm on some super weird shit. And it's like, what's going on with you? Oh, man, I got a lot of shit going on in my head. I'm going through this. I'm going through that, man. I just don't know what to do. What you about to do? I'm about to go to the park and meditate. Shit. I'm about to go to the river, get my mind right. I'm going to do what I need to do for my peace. I'm about to go take a nature walk. I'm at the gym right now letting my phone charge so I can go work out. I mean, you got to motherfucking take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Take care of your emotions. And I know, like, when you are a spiritual being, motherfuckers want to take your peace. And when you with a motherfucker and your peace is disturbed and disrupted, please believe it. And trust me, the crazy thing about this shit is that we don't even know that the person in front of us is not the person in front of us, because we not spiritually smart like that. We don't know that the person in front of us is possessed by an entity to block our path, because we don't see ourselves as spiritual beings. We see ourselves as human beings. Oh my God, this bitch look way too fucking sexy to be in the Chevy Cruze just in front of me. Did y'all just see the face that I made? That's a genuine face of seeing a badass motherfucking bitch for no reason, man. Then she just hopped in the Chevy Cruze. She was turned from a 10 to an 8. Like that, man. That shit is wild out here in these streets. Threw me the fuck off, though. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna get into this goddamn gym, man. Get into these motherfuckers. Get to this gym, man. No, but seriously, man. Let's figure this out, man. I'm a go live, bro. And the reality of it is, like, we can forget who we are in an instant. You know? And when we forget who we are in an instant, when we are in our human energy, we think, man, I need me a divine feminine. I need me a divine masculine to balance me out, that's going to love me, work with me, build with me, you know, love on me, toss my salad from time to time, things of that nature. But then you get into these energies and then, like, shit is going on that don't have nothing to do with you. But in your heart, you be like, damn, this shit got something to do with me. You know why? Because this shit happened over and over and over again. One's in the chat, if you can deal with two different people and they exhibit the same type of behaviors. One's in the chat, if you can deal with two separate people and they exhibit the same types of behaviors. And if you can experience this, this is because you are a spiritual being and the people in front of you is a result of a level of possession to obstruct your path. You don't see yourself. You don't know yourself. This is why we in the mystery school. We got to really see ourselves, and then we got to understand the enemy. I for sure forgot what I was about to say. It came back to me, though. Like, I was looking at my phone, and I looked up. She had an all black, like, bitches, y'all need to stop dressing like this at the fucking gym, man. Y'all just specifically at the gym trying to turn a nigga on, and I like it, but I don't like it. Don't stop, but stop that shit if y'all follow my drift. Listen, because it's the same spirit. It's the same spirit. It's the same spirit. And if you had hopes and dreams when you was little, one's in the chat, you had hopes and dreams when you was little, got with your divine masculine or divine feminine, and that motherfucker did not give a fuck about those hopes and dreams. One's in the chat, it literally was the furthest thing from their mind. And what's the irony to what I'm saying? That's the closest thing to your mind. You want somebody to help you live your fucking dreams. And it's not you don't need a sparring partner. You need a fucking teammate. We do not need to compete in our relationships. You do not need to make me better. You don't need to make me better through my challenges, through my ups and no. We could get to a spiritual place. I mean, scratch all that. Because when a motherfucker is possessed, a motherfucker is possessed. And the thing about possession, I could be like, hey, Sarah Sue, I'm talking to you. But it's a fucking demon Beelzebub possessing that pretty ass, sexy ass motherfucker in front of you. So when the motherfucker is possessed, you could say up and down, left and right, and they'll say 1 and 2, A and B. And it's like, we're not having the same conversation, are we? No. And the more you provoke it, the more you talk to it, the more you just falling into the fucking hands of it. So, like I said, get into your favorite fucking audiobook and relax and watch shit start to unfold. When you are emotionally involved in some demonic possession shit in relation to somebody that you love, which is an archonic force, because why would you, people would tell you they love you, they love you, they love you, and the same people that say they love you, ask them for $100. Ask them for $100 right now. They're going to be like, well, what I need to give you $100 for? Bitch, you just said that you love me. I need $100. It's emergency. I bet you got 20 people that say they love you every single day. Ask them all for $100. You would have $2,000, but you broke as shit. Talking about I love you, I love you. Man, 2023 going into 2024, it ain't even that my love language is acts of service. It's just that the reality of life is acts of service. And do not con me out of my time and energy because you look like emotional intelligence is looking at a badass motherfucking, the finest nigga you ever seen, the finest woman you ever seen, and it don't make you do nothing stupid or out of character. The only thing, emotional intelligence, is dealing with a bitch like Precious, because Precious help you build generational wealth, not for your kids' kids, but your kids' kids' kids. But niggas will say, you know what, fuck that bitch that look like Precious. I'ma fuck with this badass bitch and end up in debt. Hundreds of $1,000s of debt because you want to do all of these things on this credit card. And now you got to pay this shit back. You can't afford it. Now you in debt. Emotional intelligence is looking at the external world and it have no effect over you because you are a spiritual being. And when you are a spiritual being, you spin and immerse yourself into the science of the breath and activation of the Kundalini through breath work. This is why we ingest, just look up mushrooms and electricity. Then we get into the science of Zeus. Zeus got the thunderbolts. He throws thunderbolts down to earth. All right, now, was they being literal or was they being figurative? And if they was being figurative, who gives a fuck if Zeus was throwing thunderbolts down? Oh, it's thundering. That must be Zeus. You think we would give a fuck? How much do y'all give a fuck about the thunder now? We don't. It's cool when it happens, but it wouldn't be like a god would be that powerful if it was thunder. But what if we was talking about electricity? And mushrooms and the mycelium network is a result of that electromagnetic energy going back and forth between plant life and animal life and human life and spiritual life, all in this type. Like, now you in the fucking loop. But then we gotta stay vigilant because it's like, yeah, motherfuckers can do the shrooms, and then motherfuckers can do the shrooms with their ego. And now, you know what I mean? It's like some shit to tell somebody, some shit to help somebody with. So when you talk about Zeus, and you talk about Dionysus, you talking about some mushroom activity. So a lot of times, man, we'll be in this world and not have a motherfucking clue, because all we thinking is that a computer is like a table. Imagine if everybody had computers, but we ain't never know that you was supposed to plug them up. So what would motherfuckers use a computer for if you couldn't plug it up? Like a laptop. Niggas would be using their computers to motherfucking tap out beats and shit, like on the table. Like, what would we use a computer for if we didn't, like, it could just be like a motherfucking frisbee or some shit. Niggas would just have computers doing all types of crazy shit with them, making motherfucking makeshift houses out of computer parts, because we don't know that we plug them in. And then one nigga say, what if I put this AC adapter in my fucking computer? Now it's like, damn, niggas will be still throwing the computer around like a frisbee. And you will be telling niggas like, bro, do you know that we can get on the fucking email and surf the internet? Right? Do you know we can get on the World Wide Web if we plug up this bitch that y'all been playing frisbee with? Now that is a cold ass analogy for humans. You got humans doing some weird ass shit. One's in the chat. Go look at your little cousin and your little sister and tell me what she doing ain't weird as fuck. Cause humans being on that human shit is weird as hell. And the shit don't make no sense. Cause motherfuckers don't even know what they supposed to do with their body. Motherfuckers don't have no direction, no purpose. Cause motherfuckers have never plugged up their motherfucking machine. Do y'all understand that analogy? I'm gonna get to this fucking gym. Y'all understand that analogy? We have to tap in. We have to plug in. We have to activate our energy. Or else we gonna be doing twerking and doing TikTok dances and shit. Motherfuckers don't even know how to use their goddamn laptops. All right, so let me get up out of here, get to this gym. I said this was gonna be a 10-minute video. Ended up being a 30-minute video. But I'm gonna start reading from Chakra Nova. I was gonna do that in this video, but I left my book at the crib. So I'm gonna get this goddamn work in for sure before I do anything. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.